Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Nay. I am a Cameroon content creator, and in today's video I will be telling you guys about the documents you need after you have won the DV lottery. I know we are waiting for the results of the DV lottery to come out in May, and yes, this video may come a little bit too early, but it's never too early. It's never too early. On today's video, I'll be telling you guys about the documents you need after you have won the DV lottery. And please guys, if you have not subscribed, do me the honor of subscribing. So the first thing you're going to need after you have won the DV lottery is to fill out your DS260 and submit it. Guys, before filling out your DS260 form, please, I'm pleading with you that you have to make sure that all your information on DS260 is the same information you have on all the documents you have to submit, making sure that the information that is on your DS260 form should be like the correct and valid information, because once you have submitted it, it's going to be difficult for you to change anything. For example, if your name doesn't end with an A, make sure you don't add an A to it. Like, you have to pay attention. You make sure that everything you are putting on the DS260 form is the same information that corresponds throughout your documents. Like, on all your documents you have the same information. And guys, after submitting the DS260 form, you have to print out like the receipt, because that is what you're going to take to the embassy once you're going for your interview. And the next document you're going to need before going to your interview is your birth certificate. Guys, you need the originals of your birth certificate. For those whose birth certificate have incorrect information, guys, you have to make sure that you get your act together, because you're going to need the original of your birth certificate. Another document you will need after winning the DV lottery is an original passport. In some countries, like, okay, for example, in Cameroon, when I did mine, it took a long period of time for it to come. It took about a period of 3 months, because that was in 2019. It took about a period of 3 months for me to be able to get my valid passport. So if you come from one of those countries where it's difficult to get a passport, I beg you to please make sure you get a valid passport handy, because you are going to need it. And if your passport is not valid, there's no way they're going to be able to put the your American visa on it. So you have to make sure that your passport is valid. Not only having the passport, but making sure that that passport is valid. And guys, I am going to keep on reiterating, please make sure that all the information, like if your name ends with an N on your birth certificate, make sure on your passport your name should end with an N too. You get? Don't make that error of making a mistake, because I did that and it cost me a lot. And if this is a story you're interested in knowing, please leave it down in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to share that story with you. And the next document you need, guys, is your diplomas. Diplomas could come from diplomas. When I talk about diplomas, like your educational background, but most especially, like, they start from high school. You start with your high school degree, your high school diploma, sorry. If you've got a bachelor's degree, you put it in. If you've got a master's degree, put it in. If you've got a PhD, you put that in. All of those, you have to make sure that you put that in. But what they are big on is making sure that you have high school diploma. And for those who don't have any educational background, because I know some of you be asking, like, so what about those who don't have any educational background? For those who have no educational background, the thing, or what you're supposed to do, is make sure that you are big on your work experience. Like, you have documents that are backing you up, showing that, oh, you have worked for this long. You have diplomas to show that, okay, this is your trade, this is what you've been doing for the past 2 years. And if possible, you get like a signed document from your boss or whoever it is you are working with, because those are the documents that will show that, okay, fine, this person is coming to the state, you're going to be adding value. The US government is never going to let you come into the States if they know for a fact that you're not going to be adding value. You have to add value in one way or the other. So that is why you have to make sure that if you don't have any educational background, your work experience, the documentation should be intact. Like, it should come powerful, because it should come powerful because you don't have the educational background. So that work experience will be able to back you up. The next document you're going to need is a marriage certificate. For those who are married, it is imperative that you go along with your marriage certificate, or your marriage certificate is a document that you're also going to be needing, because if you're married, you have to show proof of the fact that you're married. If there are people that are going to be benefiting from you, you also have to come with proof that, oh, you're related to these people. You have to come with their birth certificates all those who are benefiting from you, and yeah, and to show that actually that your benefactors, you guys are related. So it is important that you come with your marriage certificate stating that this is your spouse, because if you intend to travel and then your spouse travels later, you have to show that fine, I'm married, I'm going forward, and then my spouse might come in after also, but you have to go with your marriage certificate. Another document you also have to go with is for in Cameroon they call like non-conviction. That shows that you have never been arrested, you've never had like any faults or falling out with the police, you've never been in custody. That is another document they need. I don't know how they call that in other parts of the world, but in Cameroon it's a non-conviction document. It is required after winning the DV lottery. And then if you've ever been deported, you also have to include your deportation documents in your files or in your supporting documents after you've won the DV lottery, so that they know that okay, fine, because once you have won the DV lottery, like they do a background check, most of the time they'll like to know everything about you. So all those documents that you're putting in, it's making sure that okay, fine, you're coming out clean, they know everything about you, there's nothing about you that is hidden, so they already know everything about you. So if you've ever been deported, and even before you even come, like before you coming into the States or before going anywhere, like they put your name into the system, and then they put your name in the system, and then they see if you have like had any criminal background like all around the world or so, to see if you've had any conflict with any other country or so. So it's always important you put that document so you can come clean. And then if you've been in the military, you're also required to come with your military, is it a military document, a military card, but you must show some proof that you're in the military. All those documents are important. They have to put in all those things. And the last document on the list is your medicals. Guys, after all you've gathered all these documents, it is very important that your medicals still also has to be added. Your medicals, I said on one of my videos that before you're even going for your medicals means that you must have had an interview date set. You cannot go for medicals without having an interview date set. But that interview date, you are not the one setting it. It is the embassy that gives you that interview date. So before going for medicals, most of the times you must have had like your interview date. And yet your medical record is the last thing that is needed as a compilation of all the documents you are to have before going for your interview. With the medicals, it's basically they make sure you've had like all your immunization vaccines. They make sure that you don't have no life-threatening disease, like diseases that can affect the masses. As I said on my other video, like diseases they don't check in depth, like diseases like AIDS, cancers, hypertension. All those are not important. The only disease they mostly pay attention to is mostly tuberculosis, and they also check, like they also want to know if you've had like any mental breakdown, or if you're not mentally sane, if you have probably one time like shot people in the village, like anything. In fact, mostly what they go for is like if you pose a threat to the community at large. Yeah, that is another reason why you will not, that is another reason why you might fail your medicals or so. But all in all, those are the documents that they need. Your medicals is the last. And as I was saying, not to fret. It's nothing serious about the medicals, just immunization records, and you get your yellow fever vaccine. They give you your yellow fever card, and pretty much that's it. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much, and see you all on my next one. Bye for now.